Welcome to the Cryptonometron. Today I'm doing a review of ETHORSE. ETHORSE is a Dapp on the Ethereum blockchain that allows you to bet on the price of cryptocurrencies. So it looks quite an interesting little project. Basically it says here it's like horse betting for crypto. If you think ETH is going to pump, then you bet on ETH. If you think Bitcoin's going to pump, you bet on Bitcoin. If you think Litecoin's going to pump, you bet on Litecoin. If your horse wins or your crypto wins, you win a pot. So you can basically bet Ethereum or win Ethereum. It's a trustless system, meaning it's 100% fair. There's no deposits or sign-ups, and you can earn quarterly payouts by holding the horse tokens. So this is a Dapp for everyone trading crypto, they say. ETHORSE is an Ethereum smart contract based Dapp for betting on the price of cryptocurrencies and win from everyone who bets against you. Users will bet on a coin and token that has the highest price increase percentage among all the other competing ones in a specific time period. Bets are placed and rewards are claimed using MetaMask plugin or Mist. Being completely secured by the blockchain, no one has control over the race or user funds once a contract is deployed and a race is announced. So this is interesting. And this is the model here. They announce the race, so they deploy the contract, the betting is opened, and then they display the live bet stats. The race then starts, betting is locked off, the prices are fetched. There will be a period, a racing period, a day, a week, depending. And then once the race ends, the prices are fetched again, the results are announced, and the rewards are prepared. And then you can bankroll they will bankroll any unclaimed winnings, which I presume will go back into a pot. So there we are. The token is called the horse, and as I said before, you can earn quarterly payouts by holding the horse tokens. 5% takeout from all the betting pools goes to the token holders. You can bet with horse token to unlock features and enjoy discounted takeouts, and you can vote on the takeout rate and the game rules and additional features that are going to be added. So who are the competition in the space? Well, as far as I can see, there's no direct competition, as no other Dapp is allowing you to bet on the prices of cryptocurrency as in a horse race format. But there are other solutions for online betting that are on the blockchain. This is just one of them, Hero Coin or Play, and they allow you to bet on esports. There's already a big cash market for esports gambling, and they mention some other competitors with Hero Coin, Augur, First Blood, Wager, which I'll take a look at in a second, and Unicorn Gold as well. There's also Peer Plays. Now they want to bring provably fair gaming to the world using the blockchain again. And these apps, Helmbet and Bookie. And then, as I mentioned before, there is Wager, which allows you to trade on the Waves DEX platform. So the white paper is very well presented, but what are the problems they're trying to solve? Now, as far as I can tell, it's the lack of a transparent and fair gambling platform online is one of the problems, and also there is no way to bet on the future price of cryptocurrency in this manner, in the form of a peer-to-peer betting environment. So they're not going to change the world, but they are bringing a new dimension to online betting. Their aims are to provide a user-friendly interface to interact with the betting smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain that handle all operations securely, and that includes the bet collecting, monitoring the prices, calculating the winners, and paying out the rewards. Now, the betting system used by ETHORSE is called paramutial betting, if I pronounced that correctly, and it is popular in horse betting and many other sports like races where participants finish in a ranking order. So essentially what you'll be doing is you'll be betting on, say there's 3 coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum and Litecoin. You will bet on which one you think has got the biggest percentage gain in the time period specified. So it's like a sort of race environment. Now, they want to implement this on the blockchain, as I said, to make it fair and transparent for all the users. So what is their market? It's going to be predominantly online gamblers that are familiar with cryptocurrency use, particularly using Ethereum and the MetaMask Dapp, but also they're probably going to branch out and provide other things to bet on in the future. I wouldn't imagine they're just going to stop at allowing all the cryptocurrencies to be bet on. They will maybe open other bettings on the Ethereum blockchain too, which is, I think, mainly the main interest for any potential investor in this ICO. Is this is not going to be the be all and end all of the platform. It will be expandable to many other types of betting. But their market at the moment, they don't seem to have done any market research. I suppose online gambling and betting probably sells itself. If you're going to bet, you're going to find somewhere to do it, and this looks like a fairly good place to start. The market for online gambling, I would imagine, is in the multi-billion-dollar, so it's something to consider in the future if these guys are serious about taking the platform forward. So ETHORSE is a decentralized application, or a Dapp, that's built completely inside the Ethereum blockchain. The Dapp lives inside the Ethereum virtual machine, and the EVM has two types of components, the volatile and the non-volatile. Now, ETHORSE Dapp contains the code, data, stack, and arguments and memory, and since the EVM lives inside the Ethereum network, any read or write data or operation has to go through the blockchain. In the following sections of this white paper, the workflow and implementation of the smart contract are discussed in detail. So we won't spend much time looking at that, but as you can see, there is an architecture for what they're doing. They already have a working MVP at the moment to show you how you can bet, and it's on the, I think it's the Ropstein test network on the Ethereum. I will demonstrate that in a minute, and there is an example of their contract workflows. So this will minimize any security risks when you're using this smart contract. And they go into detail about how they're going to implement as well. As mentioned, they have a working product on the Ropstein test network. As you can see here, the race is between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Now you can bet on which one has the highest percentage, and the bets are in Ethereum as mentioned. So let's attempt to place a bet of 0.2 Ethereum. And I think we've got to pick a winner. Yep, so let's say we think Bitcoin is going to win. We've got our 0.2 Ethereum, and we place the bet. The test network then should signal us to actually pay for the bet. So we submit, and there we go, that's done. And when the bet is placed, it will come up with a contract address, and the results for this particular bet are in 6 days and 20 hours. The duration of the race itself is in 7 days. So very, very simple. But you can then, and there's a transaction ID already, and then you can get an impression of how this can be applied to other sports. This is obviously just the first test case for this particular smart contract, but in future you could apply it to real horse racing and several other types of online gambling. Horse are the platform's tokens, and they will be issued to crowd sale contributors. The horse token holders will earn all of the profits generated by ETHORSE directly in the form of Ethereum, or Ether. ETHORSE profits are generated from the takeout, which is a small cut taken from the betting pool of all races before the winner is paid out. The current takeout rate is 5%, which is minimal compared to the usual 15 to 25% in horse betting. At the end of each quarter, a smart contract will issue the dividends based on the proportion of horse tokens held by a wallet during the particular time period. For example, a wallet holding 10% of the total horse token supply will receive 10% of all the profits generated by ETHORSE. As the bets are always placed between the users and bankroll does not pay the winners, ETHORSE will always be profitable in some way. As the platform gains popularity, ETHORSE will allow users to bet using the horse tokens, which can unlock advanced features and enjoy a smaller takeout. Horse holders will be able to vote on takeout rate, game rules, and other features. So that's the token usage in a nutshell. If you hold them, you'll earn. You'll also be able to use them to bet, and obviously they will be tradable on some of the exchanges once the ICO is finished. Let's now look at the ICO details. There will be 125 million horse tokens total supply, and they will be split into 6,250,000 for the bounty campaign, 100 million for crowd sale, and 18,750,000 for the founders. Now they will be distributed as follows. The founders tokens will be time locked with a smart contract and released in 3 tranches every 6 months if the milestones are achieved. All additional or all unsold tokens will be burned, and they will also burn the same percentage of founders tokens as well, which is interesting. The total fixed supply, as I mentioned, 125 million. The hard cap on the crowd sale is 100 million. The soft cap 500 only, and the founders, as I mentioned, 18.75 million tokens. And there are bonuses available in phase 1, which is beginning on January the 10th. You can register now, and only registered people will be allowed to participate. However, your phase 1 tokens, because you get a bigger bonus, will only be unlocked 30 days after the phase 2 tokens are unlocked. So you'll have to wait a little bit longer if you purchase at the 100% bonus stage. And as you can see, phase 2 is staggered into 4 different sections, decreasing in percentage amounts from 50, 20, 10 to no bonus in weeks 3 and 4. So this would be advisable to get in early if you're thinking of participating. So at the moment, let me just do a quick calculation, how much the tokens are going to be. So if you bought with 100% bonus in phase 1, you would be paying, let me see, with Ethereum at $720 currently, you'd be paying around, in dollar terms, 3.6 cents per token. As I mentioned, the registration is open for phase 1 at the moment. The phase 1 sale will start on January the 10th next year, and then the phase 2 sale will take place between January the 24th and February the 20th. As we can see from the allocation of funds collected in the crowd sale, they will spend 60% on development, 5% on bankroll, and 35% on marketing to try and make this more successful. The bounty campaign for ETHORSE is only a bug bounty campaign, and that means people will actively look for bugs within the system, within the platform, so that they can inform the developers to close any loopholes or fix anything that needs fixing. And the first one reports will take priority over the others that report the same bug. So there'll be one ether for bugs that enable stealing user funds, half an ether for bugs that lock user funds, and 0.1 of an ether for smaller bugs. And the bounty closed on 7th of November this year, so no longer open. The roadmap now, it all began in October 2017 with a public beta on the testnet, which was completed. November 2017, they had the public bug bounty for the betting smart contract, which we just discussed, and that's been completed now. In December, they have a code audit, crowd sale, and the mainnet soft launch. Q1 next year, there will be an exchange listing, mainnet launch with daily bets, UI enhancements, and the dividend contracts, as well as the crowd sale, because the crowd sale proper phase 1 starts on January the 10th, don't forget. On quarter 2 2018, the voting portal will open, the exchange price integration, and you'll be able to bet with more currencies, or bet on more currencies, sorry. In quarter 3 2018, there will be more bet types akin to your local bookies like Place, Show, Exacta, Trifecta, etc. They will also launch a mobile app, which is interesting, and status.im integration. And then quarter 4 2018 going forward, they will continue with the marketing and advertising. The team now, and the core team comprises of 3 individuals, and they share the responsibilities of programming in Solidity and the other programming languages. The team prefers to be anonymous, so we don't know who they are, and all the work it has produced so far has been done in-house, including the working beta that was released to the public that I just demonstrated today. They are inspired by projects such as ETHORSE. The team wants to follow a similar path to them. And as of November 20, 2017, the team has made 117 commits to the open source repository of GitHub, and it is still growing. So they're active, but they prefer to remain anonymous. I suppose that's probably due to online gambling and certain issues that may arise from that. As far as I can tell, they do not have any partners involved with this ICO. Community support is pretty poor for this ICO. They're on Reddit, they're on GitHub, they're on Medium, and they're on Twitter, they're on Telegram, and they're also on Discord. Now, if we look at the different support levels they have, in Reddit, on their subreddit, they've only got 36 readers and only a few posts. On Telegram, only 134 members, unfortunately, so very low there, low support. And on Medium, they've only got a couple of blog posts and 3 followers only. Okay, let's look at the positives of this ICO first of all. They have a working minimal viable product, which is in the form of their beta system I showed you before. They've already tested it, seems to be functioning perfectly. So that's good, and they can take that forward and hopefully build on that in the future. Online gambling is a popular activity. People go gamble on 2 flies crawling up a wall, but if they can do it online and they're lazy, it's always going to be popular, and there's nowhere really to bet on the price of crypto. This may well initially be popular with crypto enthusiasts, having a little game between people on Twitter or having a game with their friends, so I can see this being popular. The other thing is it's fair and transparent. Unlike centralized online gambling, which is all rigged, especially the online casinos, all rigged, this will be fair and transparent. There's no way to rig the system, having it on an immutable ledger. The token holders will get rewarded. You will get a percentage of the pot, so to speak, before the winner gets paid out. In my opinion, there's room for massive expansion with this ICO. This is a bit like Steve Jobs knocking up a small home computer in his garage. This is a very small and man-in-a-van type operation at the moment, but if you think big, you can achieve great things, and I think this has got room to be massive. You can apply this to online horse racing, dog racing, you know, any type of racing, other gambling eventually. So there is a massive, massive potential for this. Another thing I like about this ICO is it has a low token price. If you get in at the phase 1 sale in January, you will be paying as little as 3.6 cents per token. Obviously, that's going to depend on Ethereum price at the time, but the token price is fairly low for the total supply. And to compound that, there is a reasonably low token supply. 100 million, sorry, will hit the exchanges, and then the total will not be beyond 125 million. So it's reasonably low, considering that you know, this could be potentially quite popular in the future, and it will also lead, in combination with the low token price, to a fairly low market cap, which means good potential for growth. I like the fact they're going to have an unsold token burn, but more to the point, because most ICOs do that these days, more to the point, they will actually burn some of the founders' tokens and match the percentage of tokens that are burned from the crowd sale if they don't sell. So I like that. That's ensuring there is an even lower supply and it's fair and equitable all across the board. As ever, there are negatives, and on this one there's quite a few, as you can imagine. The one for me that's a big red flag is the anonymous team. Really good ICOs are built with a strong backbone, a strong team of core developers, founders and advisories. And the problem here is we just don't know who these people are. They could just do the ICO and up sticks and leave after the ICO is complete with the money. So I don't like the fact that they're anonymous. But I can understand why they've made themselves anonymous, because it's an online gambling, it's a form of online gambling, and it may well be subject to strict regulations in wherever they reside. So they have to, I suppose, keep themselves anonymous, and that's my number 2 negative. And another big one is the fact that it is online gambling and it will be subject to strict regulations, and that could potentially kibosh the whole idea before it even gets started. The other thing I didn't like about this was they have low hype and very poor community support. So, with only 100 and odd people on Telegram's not enough. You really need to be getting the word out there. People need to know about this. There's only a month to go before the ICO kicks off. People need to get the word out there and start spreading the word, so that we can build up the hype of this ICO, and therefore people will be more inclined to invest if they know there's a lot of hype behind it. And to compound what I just said there's no bounty campaign for media. There is a bug bounty, we discussed that already, but there's no bounty campaign for the media. Why not? Why don't we have people on Facebook, on blogs, on Twitter, on Reddit, all going out there and actively advertising this ICO? And the final negative that I found with this ICO was it just simply doesn't solve any real problems other than those related to online gambling. Yes, it's going to make online gambling more transparent and fair, but it doesn't really do anything outside of that particular field. So it's just another online gambling website, really, that doesn't change the game from what else is available on the blockchain out there. So, I like to see ICOs that are really bringing something completely different to the real world. So what is my verdict for the ETHORSE ICO then? Well, it's an interesting project, but it's a nay from me. I'm not going to invest in this project. I can understand why you would want to, and there is potential, as I said before. It's a 2 out of 5 star for me because of the anonymous team and the regulations about online gambling, and also the fact that it really needs to be a bigger, a more ambitious project, I think is the word I'm looking for, to really capture my attention. So I like it. And I'm never saying never. I might stick a nominal sum in just to have a play, because like I say, I think it's an interesting idea. It caught my attention. There are just too many other things out there that I want to invest in at the moment to really consider this seriously. But if I have some funds available, I may just take a little punt on the GG here. So yep. Well, thanks for watching, guys. As ever, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence, do your own research. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I'll be back tomorrow with yet another one.